Hi. Hello. Hi. Hello. Hi. Hello. It's the decoy robot? No, I'm decoy. That's robot. Hello. Hello, my name is Rustybot. I am orange. I am the orangest orange that's ever lived. I am so orange. I eat oranges for breakfast. If I could eat orange, I don't eat oranges because I'm a robot. See, that's Rustybot, and I'm decoy. I'm a bird on the internet. Hi. Minimalist Rustybot. They got stripped down to their essentials. Who ate the robot? No one's eating a robot. I don't think they are, at least. Rusty's still going strong. Rusty is attending a thing. They're currently busy. We do have Rusty by here though, to make up for their absence. Rusty Bot will be happy to answer any questions that you have regarding Rusty Bot. They have been trained. Aloha. Hi. How's everyone's Monday going? Ugh. This headset is so heavy. How's everyone's... who's got a Steam frame? Can I borrow a Steam frame? This thing is heavy. I don't want to wear this headset anymore. I'm not a fan of it. Packing for Eurofriends? Heck yeah. Anyone going to Eurofriends actually this week? Doesn't it start tomorrow? Any Eurofriends goers? You got a Steam machine? How's your Steam machine? Do you like it? Is it everything you ever wanted? Everything you ever wished for? I want a Steam machine. I'm not in the paying over 1,000 for a Steam machine kind of person. I do want one though. I would love to have a Steam machine. Take me back there. Wait, they need to be farther. You can't even hear them back there. There they are. Oh my goodness, subscription with the Prime. Thank you, Director Pumpkin, for subscribing to Resonite. The price is a downside, but it does what it's advertised for. Like, don't run 4K on it, obviously. I have a 4K monitor, though. What about all the people who have 4K monitors? I had just enough money to buy a 4K monitor, and I'm not spending any more money on hardware. So someone needs to make something that is cheap and works on my 4K monitor. Thank you very much. I'll give a little bit more time for people to file in. And if you have questions, now's the time to put them in there so I can start answering them. Ooh. There will be this is news. There will be a Resonite panel at Eurofriends on Saturday morning. Look at this. Ooh. Hey, you want to watch me? You want to see me market like right now? Check it out. If you're interested about a Resonite at Eurofriends, there will be a panel starting Sunday at 11. Check out this link for more information, even though it's not a link. This is something someone just posted in the chat, but it applies. Go see this person there. I'll put that up here. I'll put it behind me too, so I don't accidentally grab it. Right up there. Even the legally sourced games, from the CD drives of old games. I don't know. I don't know why people always think like old games have to be like pirated or something like that. Like I have SWAT 4 and well SWAT 2 through 4 on GOG that I like regularly get the urge to go back to and play like every now and then. Like I'll like remember that it exists and be like, "Oh man, I want to play SWAT 3 right now." And then I will, I still have the GOG installer, like the EXE. It's on my NAS. So I can just like pull up from my NAS real and install it and it works fine in Lutris. So I mean, that's a good use for the Steam machine. If I had a Steam machine, I think SWAT 3 runs in 4K. I think it can run in 4K. SWAT 4 even if you're lucky. Okay. I'm going to start reading some questions here, but thank you all for hanging out with me on this Monday afternoon, evening, morning, depending on where you live. It's kind of evening for me. But I am Decoy. I'm a bard of the internet, and I'm here to answer questions about Resonite, specifically marketing questions. However, if you have any questions in general about Resonite or something you just want to say, put a question mark on it, and I will read it. Oh yeah, Marketing 26. I use Marketing 26 if you're making a new account. Promo code. If you're making an account right now, for some reason, use code Marketing 26 and you get 5 gigabytes of storage. That's more fingers than I have on this hand. For 90 days. After 90 days, you have to source your own. This is our team stream, right? Decoy, our favorite artisan of Rusty Boy. Okay, let me start reading some questions here. Who ate the robot? No one ate the robot. Is that Joan Resonite? Yes, the cousin of John Resonite is Joan Resonite, and that is this beautiful creature right here, Rusty Bot. Can you believe it? That's actually their middle name, Rusty Joan Bot. The Bong Master says, how much effort did it take not to go ooh? When? What do you mean, not to go ooh? I'm constantly oohing. I'm oohing right now. Ooh. Ooh. You can't hear it, but they also go ooh, ooh, ooh. Here, I'm dubbing them for you. Ooh, ooh, ooh. The Bong Master also says, stream frame when? You tell me. Thank you. This question is for you, Bong Master. When is the Steam frame? Let me know so I can purchase it. Thank you. One V says at 11 a.m. is the Resonite panel, right? Yes, and at the same time, I guess that's like the Eurofrench time, which is Hamburg time, I believe. So 11 a.m. Germany time, right? I think that's how that works. I'm not entirely sure. They never specified a time zone, so I'm just going to assume Hamburg time. But yes, go see the creatures at Eurofriends. Bong Master says business. The business. None of the business people are here. I'm not part of the business team. Sometimes I like peek inside and be like, what business is going on here? Hello, business team. I'm not part of the business team though. So here it's only bird and marketing. The bird team. I'm the bird team. We've also got a robot. What is your third favorite island in Sojourner Isles? Probably that one over there. Yeah, it's definitely that one. That one's my favorite, right? This is my favorite. And the one we're on right now, that's my second favorite. So that over there, that's gonna be my third favorite, right over there. It's that one. You know what? You know which one I'm talking about. It's that one. You know, it's the one right over there to your left. Thank you for asking, though. Do an art for us, please, says Heko. I don't have a pen. I could get a pen. What kind of art do you want? Hold on, I can get a pen. I can do an art. There you go. Bird. You're welcome. I just broke its legs. I'm sorry. I'll put it back. I'll put it back. I not gonna touch it. I'm not gonna touch it. There's your art for today. You're welcome. He needs a little glue. There we go. No, I can't even grab him now. He's broken. Glue tool has done me evil again. Whatever. They're just there forever now. Jack the Fox Otter says, how's the marketing going? I'm super excited. You're doing update videos again. Yay! Yippee! We have a lot of things to do. There's a lot of things going on. Yeah, it's becoming busy. And if no one noticed, I don't know how anyone else's schedule is, but for me, it was like August just ended up being like the busiest month ever, where everything just had to get done immediately. So I've just been like super busy 200% of the time. And that does include videos. We're going to do the patch notes videos more often, probably monthly, because making for every patch note is not tenable. There are tutorials coming down, which I have been also working on. So hopefully I get some of those out this month. You know, if I got to prettify them, beautify them, edit them up. So those are also coming out. There might be something I can announce on this stream even. We'll see about marketing. So yeah, it's been a marketing kind of month, some would say. So why are you not grabbable? Can you explain me this? It's glued. I don't know why the glue tool decided to take someone's locomotion, but it did. This creature has a locomotion attached to them. Thank you, glue tool. No wonder I couldn't grab them. It's because they could walk on their own. The music's not too loud, right? No, it's not. I'm enjoying the music, so it doesn't matter. I don't care what you say. It's not too loud. Omter user says, do you feel that Sojourner Isles should have had more marketing before the event began? Yeah, I'm not going to do anything until the event happens. No, it was more of like they were working on the place like to the hour of the event, right? Things were constantly moving around, and I did not want to show off like, you know, like a white box world. So as much as I wanted to promote it, it just wasn't done at the same time. You know, there's only so much you can show when it's not complete. So instead of like, you know, trying to get shots here and there and do a bunch of like weird camera work to get around like the missing textures and stuff like that, I just kind of waited till everything was in place, and then I could start making videos, which I did. And we made an announcement about it like 2 weeks before. Come on. That was the main reason though. It just wasn't done. As much as I wanted to get footage of it, like I was super excited. I was like, can I go see stuff? And every time the art team would be like, well, half the stuff is missing textures, or like this thing isn't working. There's dev stuff everywhere. It's really hard to get pictures when it's just like everything is a work in progress. Like if you've seen any Resonite world that's a work in progress, it doesn't look like a real world. Everything's just like floating everywhere, right? And that's kind of how it was for the longest time. The Bong Master says, imagine leaving Bird to cover all the streams, even Rusty's stream 3 hours from now. Yes, I will be. No, I'm not. I'm not doing that. I don't think Rusty is streaming today. Once again, Rusty is out of office. They're having an out of robot experience. I don't know if they're going to be streaming. I don't think they are. You can check. Maybe they are. I don't know. That's up to them. I am Bird, and I'm only responsible for Bird Agenda. What happened to Rusty? Well, they're right here. You can just ask them. Rusty, what happened to you? I mean, yeah, that happens sometimes. No, no, dude. I agreed with you on the first part. Now you're just pushing it. Now, no. Okay, whatever. I'm gonna stop him talking. He shouldn't talk anymore. Al Nimnim says you should upload more on TikTok? Question mark. Are you asking me or are you telling me? Because it sounds like you're telling me to upload more on TikTok. And the answer is yes. We should be uploading more on TikTok. TikTok is very annoying to upload to because you have to more or less be active on the platform to upload to it. Like you gotta, there's no API to it as far as I'm aware. You have to go through TikTok, and then like if you use the website, the TikTok website, you can only do so much. And I personally don't use TikTok. I don't have TikTok. It's not on my phone. So I have to download TikTok on a spare device to like upload and see stuff on there. It's really annoying. I don't like TikTok. I think I made that clear several times. I do not like TikTok. Do we have to upload to it? Yes, we do. There are plans. I'm going to make a lot more shorts, and we're going to upload a lot more stuff to TikTok and maybe other places too, like twitter.com. We're going to be uploading there too now. Yay, yippee. I am so happy about this information. Don't ask me how I feel personally about Twitter. We're going to be uploading stuff to there too. Yay. But yeah. Using the platforms is required, and we're going to get around to actually start doing that once we have more videos to start posting on, because right now kind of lacking in the video department, especially shorts, 16 by 9, horizontal video is easy. 16 by 9 takes a little more like effort and time, especially because no one really wants to do it. So I have to do it. So I'm very slow at it. Yes. Short answer, yes. We will be on TikTok more. We will be on other social media sites more. Please look forward to that. People can just rotate their phones. Does it work that way? Can I just upload just normal videos on a TikTok and be like, if you can't see this, just rotate your phone. That's your problem now. Omnamcham says, I've just recently joined and I'm looking for more worlds to learn Flux. I've done Soft Points, Fortress of Flux, but does the team have any tutorial kind of worlds? We currently do not. There is a new tutorial world in the works right now that does go over a lot of stuff. It's going to take a while to get there though, because there's a lot of stuff in there. Like we want this tutorial to be, because the tutorial right now is very like, go in, press buttons, be like, wow, Eclipse, and then you leave, right? It's very in and out. The new tutorial that we have planned will be much more in depth. You have many more things to learn, and they even be like additional stuff. Like you don't have to do it, but if you want to learn it, there'll be areas for learning that kind of stuff too. That's way down the road though, because there's a lot of features we want to include in the tutorial too. So we're waiting for those features to drop, and then it's also going to be like a huge place. So there's going to be a lot of tutorial stuff to learn soon though. I think the easiest way, to answer your question directly, the easiest way to learn Flux is find a funny item that you like and just like take it apart. Take the Flux apart, see how it works. That's the fastest way you're going to learn Flux. I don't know of any other tutorial worlds outside of Soft Points, unfortunately. That's how I learned Flux though. I saw something I liked and I took it apart, saw how it worked, and like remade it, remixed it, etc. Just experimenting, I think, is the best way to learn. Video that rotates 360 over. Yes, I'm gonna constantly rotate the entire video while you watch it. You can also ask mentors. You can also ask mentors for help. Mentors love helping. They're green. How does, this is Jack the Foxhawk again, how does the marketing team interact and collaborate with other parts of the Resonite team? Do you poke them to ask if there's anything new that they can be marketed, or do they show you new stuff to market on their own? Ooh, excuse me. Ooh. We do have regular meetings, regular team meetings. So, we all talk about what we're doing and what we're looking at, etc. and stuff like that. And, our team will be like, hey, we got this thing coming up, or we're working on this thing that we would love to see a video on or love to see some content on. And then we can do that. Half the time, it is just more of a less collaborative process and more of just we're having fun with this in the moment kind of thing, right? Like Sojourner Isles. Sometimes we'll stream on here before the world was done. And we had I do have a bunch of footage of them building the world too, things like that. They're just they just happen naturally. We don't super plan that much stuff unless they specifically ask for it. And I do want to do more stuff in the future, mostly just content in general, not even just the art team, just the whole community wide, because the community makes so much awesome stuff. There's so much to show off. But yeah, we have meetings, and sometimes they'll tell us exactly what they want. Half the time I just want to show it off because it's cool, right? And a lot of half the projects also are just NDA projects, business partner things, other things we're doing, so I can't really show it off. When they specifically ask to show something off, like Sojourner Isles, that's an easy one. Another thing is time difference. The time difference is crazy because most of the art team works on the US time zone, and I'm in the EU, so we don't get a lot of overlap, unfortunately. I try to join them when I can. We talk as much as possible, but with the time zone thing, it's just kind of hard sometimes, just unavoidable. I need some oiter. Blah. All in this says, what if, okay, imagine, what if the whole world turned their swag on? Think about that. Go think about that. Thank you for the question. Nuki-kun says, a Fediverse post? We have a Mastodon. Resonite has a Mastodon, and we do post on it. So yes, we are Fediverse posting. It's Resonite at Mastodon.social, I believe. Go follow it. If you're on the Fediverse, go follow Resonite at Mastodon.social. I think that's what it is. I'm gonna double check right now. Yep, Mastodon.social. Yeah, Resonite's there. So we do have Fediverse posts. You're welcome. Yay, Fediverse, yay! Nuki-kun is also saying another Flux tutorial is apparently the play test. I have not heard of that one. I haven't seen it. Go check it out, I guess, if you're learning Flux. Let me know how it is. I'd love to show off more worlds, and if this is a cool one to show off, you need to let me know, and then I can start showing it off. So many things I want to show off. The Bong Master says, what happens is the teams are having a meeting and Bird runs in screaming. No, I'm not allowed to. We literally have a system that requires that only one person can speak at a time, so I can't scream anymore. I like to vibrate in my chair though when we're having meetings, violently. I can't scream though. Only one person's allowed to talk at a time. Funny that we have a specific system for that, so people don't talk over each other or just start yelling at each other. It's no, you have to go in order. Only one person can speak at a time. Scary lasers. Oh, jump scare. That was a scary laser. Is there anything similar to VRSL for Resonite? So VR stage lighting, I assume, is a a VR chat shader of some sort of system for VR chat. I don't know if this is the exact same one. You can tell me if I'm right or wrong, because I'm not in like the VR chat space that much. Grid-based lighting rig controller. Is this the one where it's like a shader that takes video data and turns it into like DMX? Yeah, DMX. Yes. Okay. There's nothing stopping you from making that system in here. You can do it by hand. I would not recommend that method though, because video playback is not a huge strength of Resonite. It's just something that exists. You can play back video everywhere. Now, I'm gonna do a little bit of a like actual mechanical answer, I guess, more of an in-depth answer. So, there are shaders that do that inside of VR Chat, because VR Chat's one of their best things is that they have AV Pro for their default video player. AV Pro is a Unity plugin that allows for super awesome RTM, super fast, very, very high quality video playback of streams inside of VR Chat. We do not have AV Pro because one, we're getting rid of Unity, so we're not going to have it anyways. And two, our render is open source. And AV Pro, is a paid plugin that's proprietary information. We can't put that on with our open source render. What I would do, and what people do, is you use OSC to pull in the DMX data directly, so you don't have to work with this like video pipeline to something translation layer. You can work directly with DMX. Resonite supports that, WebSockets and OSC data, and even like API post data if you really want to get fancy with it. So you can work with the data directly inside of Resonite. There's nothing stopping you. If you want to do it that way, if you want to like get a video player in here and then read the light data from the video player and pull it into something that like animates in here, there's also nothing stopping you from doing that either. I'm just telling you there's an easier method here, and it is just to use the standard itself, which is DMX / OSC. You can have as many OSC endpoints, outpoints, ports as you want. So working with DMX in here is pretty straightforward. But yeah, thanks for the question. I hope that answers it. So the answer was yes. And can you? Yes. Should you? No. Oh, that was actually the last question. Okay. Hi, Neoran. Hi, Koshot. Hi, I'm Bird. It's me. I'm Bird. That's a good point, actually, Jack Farther. The benefit is the video stream is guaranteeing like the audio and like the stage lighting is going to be in sync. So there's something I didn't account for. You can bring in audio streams in here, and they're pretty fast, right? They're pretty like, it's peer to peer, so it's going to be as fast as it possibly can be. But then that might not be necessarily synced up to OSC. The render being open source is an issue. Computing UMP is also proprietary, and we avoid that by making things not part of the repo. Yeah, true. And once again, we can add AV Pro, which costs like $2,000 or something like that, to add to our project, and then we're gonna get rid of Unity anyway. So like, what's better just to find another solution altogether. I like AV Pro, don't get me wrong. And you can, since you can run your own render, you can bring in AV Pro yourself. You can compile it in your own Unity and bring it into here and use AV Pro for yourself if you want to pay that license fee. Well, we're going to get rid of Unity, so there's no real reason to use AV Pro. I don't know what we're going to use in the future, because there's lots of solutions, and AV Pro is a very good solution. An open source solution? What open source solutions are there to like I guess, low latency video streaming. We have recently implemented Media MTX, right? Which does WebRTC, that's super low latency. However, because libVLC, it only supports RTMP, RTSP right now inside of Resonite. And you can get a pretty decent like low latency stream with that. You're not going to get anything like sub millisecond though, you know? At the best, it's going to be like half a second. I wish we had better because I want more like super low latency, fast, real time like video stuff in here. There's a few projects I've been actually looking at recently regarding this. One is called Kyber, Kyber, which is really awesome. Give that a look up if you're very interested on like what low latency open source projects there are for video streaming. Kyber is awesome, and it does use Quick too, which, as you know, we also recently implemented Quick. You need a CDN probably. Well, no, CDNs always add latency. I mean, yeah, at a certain point, you need a CDN, right? Because you're gonna have so many people. But CDNs add latency. I want low latency. CDNs will only do so much for you. And I'm also not here to talk about streaming data. I'm here to talk about marketing questions. Ask me marketing questions. But yeah, I'm one of those weirdos who compiles GStreamer in different ways as a hobby because I'm weird and messed up like that. Is the island thing still happening? It's happening right now. You can join a session right now, or you can make a session with the island right now. It is still happening. Yay! Well, I'm gonna clean up since no one's asking me questions. Actually, yeah, I got like 20 more minutes. You know where what? Do you know where I put my little travel screwdriver set? I didn't find it. Are you allowed to travel with this screwdriver? Does that meet like plane rules, or is that allowed on a carry-on, a screwdriver, or you have like a super short one that's allowed? I don't travel with a screwdriver. I don't know. I never thought about traveling with a screwdriver. I hope you find it though. Good luck. Oh, you found it. There you go. You live in Germany? What does that mean? You're not going to Hamburg by plane? Oh, okay. So you're going by Bussen. Pendleton Ward. Oh my gosh, huge fan. How do I spell Kyber, the streaming thing? Kyber. It's a very early project. Hold on, Kyber, and it's on GitLab. So I think a bunch of weird stuff shows up if you look up Kyber, but I'm specifically talking about the Kyber on GitLab. Look this up, roll it out, and see if you like it. If you're looking for like a super low latency video audio streaming thing. Once again, this is super early project. From what I've played with though, this is like really awesome. Casual Imp says, any idea how you would market Resonate to non-builder? Do we have to little people that don't build to show inside of Resonate? I mean, yeah, there's plenty of things. Like, I'm not building. Look, I'm not building. Do I look like I'm building? I'm doing nothing. I have been thinking of a lot of things regarding that. Wait, Yeah, I mean, like it's just like the whole package, right? You don't have to be a builder. You can just come in here, like for example, importing images, importing memes, videos, things like that. As simple as like, you know, I think the better play instead of just like, oh yeah, you can social VR. We need to. I want to look at more of like what the benefit is of social VR inside of Resonite. For example, what if I'm watching a video, watching a movie with a friend, right, inside of this random world, and there's a little, someone's got a little like bush, like a little tree, some house plant, like right in front of the video where I'm sitting, and like the trees in my way, and I'm just like, I can't stand this. I can't live like this, right? Me, because I'm in Resonite, I can just move that plant. You can just move. You can just do things, right, for the sake of doing them. I want to show off more of that kind of stuff. Like you don't have to be a builder, and at the same time, you can still benefit from having these kind of permissions and stuff features without building, right? Because social VR, there's like 5, 6, 7 platforms now. I want to show what makes Resonate stand out, rather than just be like, here's another VR place you can hang out in. Here's another VR place that you can watch a video in. So there's definitely a lot of ways I can approach that, and that's kind of the way I'm thinking. We'll have to see. It's mostly getting actors. If you want to act, in something, hit me up. I need more actors. Yuki-kun says, USFN Monday event tonight in Sojourner Islands. We've made some changes to the island. That's also something you can do inside of Resonate, right? If you don't like this island for some reason, I don't know why you would. I don't know who in their right mind would change anything about this place. However, if you want to, like for example, the sand's a little too dry. What if I made the sand a little more wet? You can do that. You can just do that, right? You don't have to get into this entire like building aspect of the brain like mindset. You can just be like, I want the sand to be a little more wet. And that's it. You can just do that and you can go about your day and have yourself a nice night. You didn't have to, go all in on this builder aspect thing. There's just a thing you can change and you did it. Adding condo towers to Sojourner. Starting my mogul business on Sojourner Island. Yuki-kun says, can you talk about spatial variables? What do you want me to say about them? They're cool. They're awesome. You can like sample variables in space. You want a tutorial of spatial variables? What do you want me to say about them? They're cool. I like them. They're my friend. It lets you get a point. It lets you get a point of data inside a space. This is why they're called spatial variables. I'm getting a variable inside this space. Yay. I'll make a tutorial, I guess. I think that's what you're asking. I'll make a tutorial. Grappler says the VLC dev is in on that? Are they? I don't know. I know that they have a fork. I don't know if you want to call it fork. I guess it's a fork. They do have VLC included because that's part of the Kyber package, and it uses a very specific zero latency flag. So that's cool. Jack the Fox Otter says, if you're on Europe time, where do you live? Couldn't you attend EF2? There's an ocean in the way. I'm in Finland, so I have to cross the ocean. There was a time before the dark times where I could go by land. However, those borders have closed off, so now I have to go by boat if I wanted to. And also, I just had a bunch of stuff going on. I couldn't get a ticket. And also, I didn't think about it until it was too late. And also, I wasn't sure if I was going to go. That's a lot of people. And also, I'm in Finland. And also, I'm purple. And also, I don't know. If I wanted to go, I think I would have planned way earlier. And to be fair, I didn't think about it until it was too late. So I'll be there in bird spirit. I hope you have fun at EF though. I know a lot of people from Resonite are going. Echo says, "What's that one VR chat world that put the video player behind a paywall, make a legally distinct remake, and paste a video into it?" That okay. Here's an idea for someone who wants to build it. You can make a video player that plays an ad. You can inject the ad into the video player that they have to watch before they can watch the video, and you can get revenue off of that. See how well that goes for you. Let me know. Let me know if you make that. Thank you, Echo. The classic excuse, can't go big. Yeah, I can't go. I'm gonna be purple that day. Sorry. Scary Laser says, how can we as users help market Resonite? Anyone I have mentioned to thinks it's wildly complex due to previous visits and abilities to dev. Make content in here, make videos, hang out in here, make posts. I mean, like, the easiest way to help us is, one, by supporting the project, of course, you know, subscribing to Resonite. And then two would be just like making content. Just in general, like, you know, if there's something cool, if there's something that made you laugh, make a video about it, post it online, or just show your friends, or just be like, hey, I made this thing in Resonite. If you guys want to go see it, you come check out Resonite. They'd be like, I can help you get into Resonite, you know, if you think it's too difficult. The best thing to do is just word of mouth. So even through like social posts or just telling your friends that I have been enjoying Resonite, I hope sometime you come see me, you know. Don't be pushy about it. Don't be that guy at the bar that's like, have you heard about Resonite? Just tell them that we exist and you're having fun in here. If you want to see your friends in here, you know, you got to tell them, or you have to prove to them that it's fun, right? That was the big thing for me. I had a lot of friends who did not want to try Resonite until I started making things in here and then show them, like, here's a video of me. I made this thing you talked about. Remember when we had this conversation at 3 a.m. and you're like, that would be so funny if this didn't exist? Now it exists. It's inside Resonite. Now you have to get in here. But yeah, just make videos, make posts, you know, stuff like that. Just word of mouth, honestly, is one of the biggest things that you could do for us. And then I get to repost it if it's cool. Plane tickets, just flap your arms. This is one of the most ignorant comments I ever get all the time because I'm a bird. Oh, you will fly? Just fly. Well, guess what? You have legs. Why don't you just walk across America? It's that easy if you want to go somewhere, right? All right, I'll see you there in 2 weeks. Jeez. Casual N says, so we should remake all the dumb trailer from the other games. Yes. Make stupid funny stuff. Honestly, the more insane and funny you can make it, the better. I love those kind of videos. Like the video of like someone pressing the button that says click here to make you explode, and then it clicks the button and then it explodes. Those are awesome. I love those. Everywhere is within walking distance. You have enough time. I mean, yeah, exactly. So why do you even have a car? Why deal with a car when you can just walk everywhere? Imagine making an ad for Resonate in the same style as those deranged 90s video games ads. 480p videos would be awesome. I actually made one. I never like posted it to YouTube. I should have. I made a long time ago. I made a what'd you call it? What'd you call it? Name batch tutorial. I made a name batch tutorial in like a very early like 80s computer aesthetic. Do you hear that? Do you hear the elephant in the background? Never mind. You don't hear that. You didn't think it's funny? I can't walk is funny? Well, then why'd you assume I can fly? We're just all making assumptions here, aren't we? Speaking of assumptions, I got 5 minutes left. Are there any more questions for me? I guess it's Monday, so everyone's still kind of like asleep. Probably sounds... Oh, I want to address this one because I think I know where this is going. Probably sounds silly, but if there was a simple mode option for new users who could get overwhelmed when they first come in order to not make them run. So, this is something we get a lot. This is a more or less a thing we get asked daily. Why is there no easy mode inside of Resonite? And I want to answer this personally. This is from my perspective. This is not from like the developer perspective. This is my perspective. When have you ever, if you've ever used Windows 11 or any, Windows 10 even, Windows 10, Windows 11, when have you ever gone to change a sound setting or something like that, right? You want to change a sound setting and you have to click open advanced settings to get there. Do you ever feel relieved when you have to do that? Do you ever feel like, oh, thank goodness they hid that from me? I would have been lost without that. Do you ever feel that way? I don't think so. I don't think you do. I don't think you've ever right-clicked something on Windows 11 and found the actual option you want until you click show me all the settings, right? And that's kind of why I don't think having just easy mode and hiding features away locked up behind a closet is a good idea as far as a UX standpoint. Do I think the UX needs work? Absolutely. It's a lot. It's a lot. What needs to happen personally, once again, this is my personal opinion. I don't know what the UX update is going to look like. It's still in the works. Personally, the UX is functionable. It functions. It does what it needs to do. It has all the settings you need on there. It's just not laid out in the right order. I think a lot of the buttons, a lot of the context, a lot of the things that could be put somewhere that makes more sense probably need to be moved. For example, if I go to settings session right now in my dash, hold on, I can even show you if I turn on private UI. Hold on. Render private UI. Check this out. You can see this, right? Oh, I have to be looking at it. From a user perspective, I'm sorry, get out of here, Rusty. From a user perspective, if I go to session, I expect, like, if I'm a guest in someone's in the session, and I go to session, I want to be able to see people, right? I want to be like, I want to change something about my session. But the first tab here is settings of the session, and this is all the admin stuff. As a user who's joining a world, I can't change any of this. But what I actually wanted was like users. Maybe I wanted to respawn myself. Maybe I wanted to jump to somebody. I think something like this should be the first tab instead of settings being that. And that's where I think the UI should be improved. Having the settings just moved around to places that make more sense, right? Having it all cohesive in places where you'd expect them to be. Not just, I don't want these features because I'm never going to use them, or I don't think I need them. Hide them behind a setting so I never can find them. I just think they need to be rearranged, right? Like all those things inside a session, that could be just like an admin tab, or that just could be to the right and only show up when I have permissions to change any of that. Things like that, I think it just needs to be moved around. The UI itself, it works. It works because you have all the settings you need to make it work. It just needs a little fine tuning. I don't think easy mode is the way. My partner would pass out if I showed him an inspector. Do not show the Unity editor. Never show them GitHub. Oh, bird of the internet. Will it be Steam by? I assume you mean be Steam frame day to day, right when the stream ends. Actually, no. Steam Frame came out 2 years ago. You missed it. Sorry, Space. Spec. Nuki-kun says, I like the idea of more advanced users being able to add complexity to the interface via things like facets. Isn't that also part of the plan? Oh, modularity is never a bad thing, right? I know some people who are like, oh, you're letting the users change their dash? That's a bad idea. And I don't subscribe to that sort of thinking. That's a... you should have the ability to change what you want as much as possible, right? I don't want to gatekeep these features from anything or keep them behind a setting. For example, this, you can change your facet. I think it should be easier, actually. I think it should be easier and more straightforward to change your facets, right? Because right now you got to go to edit mode, you can only be in VR, etc., etc. It should be easier and more straightforward so more users have access to this so-called advanced feature. I think that's what needs to happen with the UIX. Like, for example, like you wouldn't know that you could jump to somebody unless you went to session users, looked at the user list. It should be right in your face, right? As soon as I click like, oh, I want to jump to someone, where do I look? I'm in a session, so maybe session. I click session and I see user's name and jump. That makes sense to me, right? An edit UI button would be nice. The button combo works, but not as obvious. There is an edit UI mode. Well, there's a turn off edit UI mode button. But yeah, things like that, right? There should be like a somewhere in settings that just says like, you know, edit UI, change dash, or move things around, things like that. Because everything in there is an actual function that works and something you need, right? There's nothing superfluous about the UI. There's not even like overlapping UI in a lot of places, which I wish there kind of were, because you know, sometimes you want two buttons that do the same thing if they're in different places, you know? Ease of use. I think that's okay. It's okay to have a few buttons in a different place that do the same thing. That's fine. And Resonite doesn't have that. Everything is very rigid. Once you learn the rigidity, you know, it's fine, it's easy. You actually get things you want immediately. I just wish it was more intuitive to get there. Once again, you gotta wait for the UI update. Is edit UI in setting? Oh yeah, it is in settings. Well, see, that's what I mean. There should be a big like, make it like an unlock button, you know, unlock my UI so I can move it around. That's a very normal thing in UIX, right? Things like that. Things should be more accessible in the place you expect them to be. That's kind of what I'm getting at. Hiding features behind advanced settings is not the way. Why not ask someone to jump to you? True. I'm using the shout feature to tell someone to jump to me. No, there is a button that literally just says like edit UI inside of settings somewhere. I don't remember that. UI edit mode, there it is. And user interface customization settings, UI edit mode. See, stuff like that. I think there should just be like a lock unlock button in like the top of my the top of my dash or something like that, you know? Exactly what I'm talking about. See, the problem isn't that you want an easy mode. The problem is you want things to be where you expect them to be, or just be more discoverable in general. And I think that's the biggest thing the UI update should address. Because everything works. It's just a matter of finding it. Yeah, another example of insider knowledge. Yeah, there's too much tribal knowledge. I need to make a. You know, I'm gonna do that after I get off. I'm gonna make a. What do you call it? A thread. I'm losing words here. I'm forgetting English. Bird is taking over. I'm gonna make a thread inside of the Discord to be like, tell me your most esoteric Resonite knowledge trick that you know. And then I could make a video on like really, really wacky Resonite esoteric knowledge tricks that you'll be like, wow. You'll be like, what? You could do that? Or why can you do that? For example, did you know that if you get a world orb, if you spawn a world orb, I'll do it right now. If you spawn a world orb of a world that you're in, or your world, right? Like this, I'm in this world. If you spawn another one, I duplicate it, and you like place them together, they're touching. I'm not gonna say the line, but they're touching. Resonate will actually read that as, do you want to overwrite the current world with this new world? So this is actually a way to update worlds. If you're making a completely different world and you just want to update like a world record, you can just like completely overwrite and update the record. Bird pro tip. What's another random esoteric knowledge thing that exists? Oh, page up and page down on your keyboard goes through the different locomotion modes if you're in desktop mode, which is kind of funny. You don't have to like go here, avatar settings, locomotion. You can just like page up and page down through all of them. I keep daydreaming about an orb that you eat and it installs all the VR chat goodies, text chat, mic icon, mirrors, hand shapes. You can make that. What's stopping you from making this? You should make this. The Bong Master says, can I help Bird with being acting? I do need actors. I might just make like a Discord post about this because it's hard to find. I always have a lot of ideas for videos and then I can't get anyone to help me enact them. And I'm mostly looking for people who are in my time zone, so mostly like Europeans. If you're from the US and awake during when I am, that's fine. But mostly Europeans because that's where I am. Like face tracking, full body tracking, those are preferred. You don't have to have them, though I will always prefer like, expressive people who have face tracking or have full body tracking, etc. But yeah, if you wanna help me make a video, just like hit me up. I love making videos. I got lots of ideas. The Walker Walks, what a profound name, says, "Sup, Resonite? When are you going to make the app more player friendly to screen players? I've been wanting to create on Resonite, but I don't have a VR. This will have to happen with the UI update. And understand, like, it's kind of a chore to get things on desktop. Some things are actually easier in desktop. Like flux coding is so much easier in desktop. Building in general, there's lots of tricks you can use also in desktop mode to help you, like, control click on a UI to attach it to you, make the inspector follow you, etc. But as far as like a new updated like screen, just in general, like a screen UI, that would be with the UI update. So that'll be happening sometime. There's a few things that still need to happen. First, the main goal is still IK right now, so it's going to be after the IK update. But there is a UI update that will happen. We have lots of things planned out, and screen desktop mode is one of those things. Miki-kun has another esoteric knowledge trick. Did you know that you can bulk replace all meshes or textures of one type by going into the asset loaders and copying the new asset URL over to the new asset URL over to the old one? Yes, you can override the asset folder. You wanted to do that for some reason. I don't know if that's like, I guess that's like an esoteric trick. That's more like replacing a file. But I mean, If it lets you do what you want to do, then it's a trick. You should hold auditions and make it into a content piece. That would be awesome. Just point the camera at you like, okay, show me your show me your special move right now. Be using Protograph and it's so nice. I've not used Protograph. It seems really cool. I just don't have a lot of time to play with like all the community created stuff. I would love to. And most of the time I'm in VR though if I'm doing Resonite. Because I mostly do like things related to 3D assets or filming or streaming and things like that, and that requires me to be in VR. So I gotta work the camera, etc. So I don't really do a lot of time in desktop mode. I have seen Protograph though, and it seems really cool. Hanoshiro Kiki says, "Would you world vibe silly question? Have you ever played Far Cry 1?" I have. Far Cry 1 was awesome. I had both of the PC one and then the weird one that came out on the original Xbox. I forget, was it like Prime, like Blood Prime Rage or something like that? I actually played the first Far Cry and I haven't played any other. No, I played Far Cry 5. I tried playing 2, didn't like it. Tried playing 3. Everyone loves 3, didn't like it. Didn't play 4. Played 5 because it had co-op, and I played 5, and then I didn't play Far Cry anymore. I have played the original ones though, like the first Far Cry and the one on the Xbox. I have played. Personally, I disagree with flexing being easy in desktop, but that could be a skill issue on my part. I struggle with rotating wires in desktop and also with cutting protoflex wires. Wait, for me, no cutting wires is fine for me. I always just like control click on the thing, so it's like one, like one thing, and I don't have to worry about rotating camera and anything like that. Cutting wires is fine. Rotating relays is an issue, and the solution is don't use relays. Who am I to tell you what to do? Here comes sit on me with this couch. What does that mean? What does that mean? What does this mean? Is this a reference to something? I don't know. I don't know what that is. You can put a squishable plushie inside your head so that one pixel of a six-sided nose and have a do-it-yourself booper that way. I booped myself too hard. I booped myself too hard. It happened again. Boopers are easy to make in here, by the way. You don't even have to do that. There's even a short video by a bird on the internet about making a booper in 1 minute. .007 N64 best game. That's a pretty good one. Pretty good one. Wrong. Wrong answer, but pretty good one. Wrong. Hi, Tavo. Esoteric knowledge. Did you know that you can take the meshes out of a GOB hierarchy after you upload them and not have this weird hierarchy with random transforms everywhere? Try it. Yes. Yes? What do you mean by that? Are you talking about like a rigged mesh? Or are you just talking about the automatic rotations that Asim creates? But yes, to both. Okay, I'll answer. Give me two more. Two more questions? Finger tracking, please. Give me two more questions and I'll answer them, and then I gotta go. I think I'm overtime anyways. Abysmal says, what would you recommend for face and full body tracking? I don't... Honestly, there's too many variables there. Just use what's in your budget, I think, is the best way to answer that question. If you have base stations, then use base stations base tracking, Vive trackers, Tundras. If you don't, then use Slimes or some other form of like those kind of trackers, you know? I think is the best answer for, at least for full body tracking. For face tracking, use what's in your budget. Are you looking for like, I want to spend I want to push as much money as I can onto this thing, or I want something that's affordable? Because there's like those are like two different options sets right there, right? I have the Vive Pro I, which is considered one of the best face tracking headsets. It's super old, it's super expensive. I wouldn't recommend purchasing it unless you were just like, you only cared about like face tracking, then yes. But like, if you want a good headset that's not 6 years old and does have face tracking, the big screen can do it, the Quest Pro can do it, technically the Pico 4 Enterprise can also do it, so there's those options. It just like, how much are you willing to spend, I think is the question you should be asking. Leok Cat says, what's the most common avatar bases new users tend to get in Resonite? I see a lot of them coming from Gearbell's Avatar Emporium, which is a really good world to check out, by the way. If you're new at all, not only are there avatars in there, there's a bunch of like toys and stuff to play around with, and it's a really good, like, I guess, introduction to what Resonite can do and has to offer and things like that. So I see a lot of avatars from there, and there's a lot. There's a proto-gen, there's a few furry ones, there's a few like human ones, there's a Lego one that's really cool. I want to see more Lego people running around. I love the Lego one, it's so funny. But yeah, if they're newer, I usually see either their own avatar that they brought in, or usually from that world, the Gearbell's Avatar Emporium. Check it out if you haven't. One more question. Someone give me one more question. One more question, and then I can leave. Please, let me go. Let me go. Bunny? That's a question I can't answer. What about Avatar Station? Avatar Station is another one by the USFN. I believe Nuki also helped out a lot on that one. That's another one that has a lot of avatars. You can definitely check out. I mean, if you just type in avatar in the world search, I mean, you'll find both of them. So definitely just check out both of them. Has you really been far even as decided to use even go want to look more like? Well, why do they call it oven when you eat the food out hot, the cold food? You know? Supplies, how many mentors does it take to import an avatar? Trick question. You are the mentor now, and it requires you are importing the avatar. And that's it for time. Yay! It's been over an hour. I can get the heck out of here. I'm gonna go to the gym and pick things up and put them back down repeatedly. So, is anyone streaming Resonate on Twitch.tv right now that I could raid? I'll look. I'll do it. I'll do the hard work. Don't worry. You just sit there. Don't get up. I have to go to Twitch. Oh, if you're also wondering, by the way, yes, we turned off the... We opted out of the generative AI thing. Sigh. The future's now a sigh. Oh, hey, Wanvi's online. I have not seen Wanvi stream on on Twitch before, so I guess we're gonna go raid Wanvi. Go to those events: Linux Meetup, Monday Blues, Karaoke, USFN, Crystalline Shard. Come, Resonite Events is hosting 2 servers with this world on it right now. You can go to and make your own event. Be the change you want to see. /raid. Wanvi. We're gonna go raid Wanvi. I know they stream on TikTok. I've never seen them stream inside of Twitch. So we're gonna go raid Wanvi. But have a great rest of your day and or night. And I will see you next time. Tell a Wanvi hello from John Resonite.